Well, we're honored. I know, I'll tell you one of the things people are really excited about too is, the vision that to create 2,000
Yeah.
biolimitless centers of excellence. And so, I mean, so much incredible stuff that's going to be covered here today. But, this is another game changer that, you say this all the time, and we say this a lot in America, but by the people, for the people. And that's really what Biolimitless is all about. And to be able to have global clinics, global centers of excellence with everything from the traditional medicine all the way to the alternative medicine and all of the breakthrough technologies, and to have them in local markets around the world, owned by the people, backed by the people, for the people, on every level, man. This is just a disruptive project.
Yeah.
So we're at the top of the hour, and it's go time. We're broadcasting, guys, on Facebook Live right now. And so, listen, if you want to jump on the Biolimitless Facebook page, you can go to Biolimitless Life and jump on the Facebook page, and you can reshare that Facebook Live to your Facebook so we can just get today's message out to the world. Today's call is being recorded. If you go to biolimitlessdirect.com, you can listen to today's call live in Hungarian, Spanish, German, Russian, and French. We'll be doing another webinar this evening. Dr. Eric will be speaking this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's also 10 a.m. in Japan. We've got a huge movement happening in the Japanese market right now, and really all over Asia. So that call will be translated in Japanese, Vietnamese, and Spanish as well. So, man, let's rock and roll, brother. We had such an amazing event. For those of you that weren't able to be with us, we'll be sharing the replay. It's literally a 2-day download. Like literally, JD and Megan started. It's like a 70 something hours, 3-day download just to download the content of this weekend. But we had amazing lineup of speakers. Dr. Egg, you just really shared the vision, and what an incredible pre-launch event. This project will be officially launching on March 1st in Dubai. Will be our global launch event, but we have officially opened the doors to the soft launch, to the pre-launch. And it's exciting. There's a lot of momentum, a lot of buzz. We're bringing some things to the world that have never been done before. We're doing it on a decentralized platform. Hey, let me just say this right up front. If you've never done a financial transaction in the decentralized world, this is a great opportunity for you to be introduced to the world of cryptocurrency, of decentralization, because our entire platform is designed so that people can actually use a decentralized environment, decentralized wallets to purchase the product. And there's a small learning curve there. You got to go out and you got to buy USDT and do a couple of small steps to get in position to make the purchase. But it's also our passion that, hey, if we can decentralize healthcare and we can decentralize wealth care side by side, decentralization is powerful. It puts the power back into the hands of the people. And this is a great opportunity to not only participate in some breakthrough products that Dr. Eric's going to talk about today, a breakthrough self-care ecosystem, but also to be introduced maybe for the first time and step into the world of decentralized finance as well. So we got a lot to cover today. Dr. Eric, it's going to be an exciting call. Man, thank you for everything that you've done to get to this moment. We're excited to push Biolimitless to the world, to bring this message to the world. The community is so fired up about the crowdfunding opportunity. It's going to go live in just a couple of weeks, where literally the people will be able to own the wellness centers, the Biolimitless centers of excellence, the health clinics around the world, and actually own that and be a part of making that a reality. So many exciting things that are happening. So thank you so much. I'm going to turn it over to you, my brother, and it's great to see you. Glad you're back home safely, and let's rock and roll.
Well, Jeremy, thank you very much. And I'm humbled and honored and excited to be here. And like you said, the soft launch we had last weekend in Las Vegas was received so well. I literally have gotten thousands of calls, texts, and emails about how excited people are across the globe. And the majority of them are honestly my colleagues. They're physicians who have been looking for the right opportunity to get right back into healthcare. Over the last several years, there's been so many unfortunately disenfranchised healthcare practitioners that got into a system to really help people. And they found out that the system that's there really isn't about health, nor is it about care. And so getting the opportunity to put health and care back into a system, and like you said, a system that is by the people, of the people, and for the people is so powerful. And, we've said this many, many times before: when there's a system that's too big to fail, what do? You create a new one. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to share some information with everyone. Let me do that real quick. I think you guys will really enjoy this. So let me share my screen here. So if I come over here, looks like everything's sharing perfect. Okay. So the first thing I want to discuss is the system that's here. By the way, I want everybody to be really clear. We're just here to help. We're here to serve. This is not some attack of the systems and the status quos that are out there. But how many of you know that the clear definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting a different result? Well, the reality of it is that we can no longer practice insanity. There are simple solutions for people's problems, and there are things that you can do to understand how to take care of yourself, because self-care is the real healthcare. And the more you understand how to take care of yourself, the better it's going to be for your friends, your family, your loved ones, and really your future. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the conversations we had over the weekend that really resonated with people. There are several systems that we participate in this world that, quite honestly, are broken. And everything happens in, 80 to 100-year cycles in the world. If you go back and look at all the rises and falls of civilizations and systems and et cetera, one of the major systems that are, problematic right now is our welfare system. And the other one is our healthcare system. It's critical that we help people get to the root of these problems. And, if you look at the quote unquote shady healthcare system, right? It's a current system that is really, it's ineffective. It doesn't have proper checks and balances. I mean, it's profit centered and not people centered. Look, I just had some patients come to me recently and say that they wanted to take some money out of their account to pay for a medical procedure for their child. It was a couple $1,000s. And the bank literally read them the Third Riot Act to answer all these questions just to take a couple $1,000s out to pay for some braces for one of their children. This is not okay. We've got an inadequate system. We are in a system where the banks are supposedly too big to fail. It's an outdated infrastructure, and it's all about this divided and conquered approach. We need to stop that. And what we are doing is we're bringing solutions to the fractured healthcare system and the broken welfare system. Our current healthcare system is burdened by superficial treatments. It's broken. Look, folks, I gave some stats from stage the other day that were there's some big stats. And when people heard these, they were like, oh my gosh, I had no idea it was that bad. For example, in the United States of America alone, we spend $5 trillion with a T, $5 trillion on our healthcare system. And 2.5 trillion of that goes towards bureaucratic and administrative spending, which means it doesn't go towards the benefit or improvement of the patient's outcome. So literally 50% of the money that you and I are spending on our supposed healthcare system doesn't go towards making us healthier, happier, or better off. And by the way, 250 billion of those dollars goes back into the form of kickbacks to health insurance companies, to middlemen in the pharmaceutical world. I mean, it is just a backward system that's not working. And I had a conversation with a colleague of mine who's been a physician now for 40 years and has worked in the VA system and has worked in the Pentagon. And he said, look, Dr. Eric, you're right. He said, I'm still using the exact same blood test that I used 40 years ago when I was an intern that we're using today. Medicine has advanced so much, but the application of it has not. And this whole idea of it's all about treating symptoms, not going after the solution, is a problem. Many of you have probably seen that there's some massive social media campaigns going on with major influencers right now in the news and on social media, where they're exposing the broken system and asking doctors questions of, why have you recognized that the system that's currently there is broken, right? We've got to prioritize root cause care versus treating symptoms. When I talk to people and I ask them if there was a simple, affordable, convenient, and effective way of helping you deal with the problems you have. Would you want to find out about that? And everyone answers yes. The problem is that most people don't know they have access to systems and opportunities like that. Medicine right now is dominated by big pharma and large hospitals. It's focused on profits over patients. It commoditizes disease. You know, I jokingly say from the stage, Chris Rock, the comedian, says, "Ain't no money in the cure." And he's right. I had a really good friend of mine, him and his team actually found an extract of a vitamin, and they found that that extract actually can have curative properties in research studies for certain diseases. And one of them is cancer. And when he took that information to the investigative review board at his college to go and get these studies published, the response back from the team was, what would happen if we cured cancer to our economy? Our economy would crumble. Like, that is so backwards, it's not even funny. And by the way, patients are they're getting neglected. People are being left in the dark because they don't know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And folks, we have over politicized the healthcare system. I've testified in front of Congress now multiple times on the overreach of our government into our supposed healthcare system. And the last time I was there, one of the congressmen said to me, he's like, look, if Dr. Naputi and his colleagues that are here today were right about all the stuff that happened over the last 4 years in our world about this, disease and pathologies that were going on, what else are they right about? What else are they right about? And many doctors like myself and many doctors who are watching now online all over the globe who thought outside of the box over the last 4 years to help their patients get to the root cause of the problem. Well, the governments of the world played government whack-a-mole with those folks. Folks, I was sued for $508 billion, the largest lawsuit of an individual ever on the planet of the world. And why was that? Is because we had solutions for problems that were plaguing the world. And because there were financial, let's just say, issues going on, and there were financial and political agreements that were made to push certain things through, doctors like myself were ostracized. They tried to destroy us. Well, now here we are still standing for the truth, trust, and transparency of the world. And that's what Biolimitless is all about. Folks, I want you to understand that self-care is the real healthcare. The more you understand how to take care of yourself, the more you can participate in your own system of educating yourself and through precision testing to know more about you. Then you can have lifestyle changes. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a real big fan of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and cell signaling technologies, and stem cells, and exosomes, and all these things that we have access to. But you can't out supplement a poor lifestyle. I had a woman message me yesterday and said, "Hey, doc, can we reconnect? I feel like crap." And I messaged her and I said, "Let me ask you a question. Are you eating like crap?" She said, "Yes." "Are you moving like crap?" She says, "Yes." "Are you thinking like crap? Are you sleeping like crap?" The answer is, if you do those things, you're going to feel like crap. So we have a self-care, reimagined system that we teach people how to take the right action steps for their life. And everybody's life is independent and individual. In fact, the best practice really is self-care, but you got to understand about yourself first. You can increase the quality of your health by asking the right questions and getting the right answers. The quality of your health is determined by the quality of the cells of your health, period. You need to understand how your cells work, how your DNA works, and how your body works. One of the big differentiators that I talked about during our event in Las Vegas was I talked about the triad of health. You see, every doctor learns out of a book called Guyton's Physiology textbook. And they break down health as a definition of health as a balance of physical, chemical, and neuroemotional well-being. Health is not just the absence of symptoms. It's not just looking good and feeling good. It's your body's physiology being balanced. And if you look at this triad, this triangle here, and divide this equal-sided triangle up into 33.3%, you'll see that a third is physical, a third is chemical, and a third is neurological. Well, if that's really the true testament of what health is, why are your doctors not measuring those aspects of your health, or your healthcare practitioners? When's the last time you had a chemical assessment to see if that's causing your physical problems? When's the last time you had an emotional assessment with heart rate variability or other types of tests to see if the emotional component could be causing the physical pain in your body? And you have to understand that all of these individual aspects of your health make up the total of you. And so we understand this, and we've put this into our machine learning, our AI, our proprietary health questionnaires, all the things to help you as an individual, or if you're a practicing physician, how to help your patients understand more about themselves. The more you understand about how the triad of health works in you, the better you can help yourself. Another huge differentiator that we discuss is really the fact that physiology doesn't lie. We test, we don't guess. If you come up to me and ask me, what should I do to improve my health? I'm going to give you the same analogy that I gave from stage in Las Vegas. I said, look, if I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and I want to get to Dubai, what do I need to know? I need to know on a map where Dubai is, but I also need to know where St. Louis, Missouri is. I need to know my starting point in order to get to where I want to be. And so this is one of the most profound differentiators and one of the most commonsensical slides that I'm going to show you that totally defines what we do, that's so different than what the mainstream of supposed healthcare is about. You see, if you look at this slide in the top left corner here on this infinity symbol, it says an organism is right here. Well, an organism is you. You're an organism. And when an organism is out of balance, physically, chemically, or neuroemotionally, you get symptoms. And if you have symptoms for a prolonged period of time, those symptoms can turn into diseases, right? Well, the organism you is made up of organ systems. Those organ systems are like your reproductive system, your digestive system, your nervous system, all the systems of your body. Well, those organ systems can get out of balance if there's a problem with the organs. That's your heart, your lungs, your skin, your bowels, your bladder. Those are organs. Those organs are made by tissues. Tissues make up organs. So most of the allopathic medicine, most of the healthcare that we're used to measuring, measures tissues, organs, organ systems, and manages your symptoms and manages your disease. I don't want to manage disease. I want to see, are there things that can be done on a physiological cellular level to help reverse those diseases? But you have to understand that can only happen if you focus on the right side of this equation. You see, tissues are made up of cells, and the quality of your health is determined by the quality of the health of your cells in your body. If you have sick cells, you're going to have sick tissue. Then you're going to have sick organ systems, and a sick organism. It really is that simple. But why don't most practitioners measure the cells? Because they're trained on focusing on symptom drug, symptom supplement. And it doesn't even work that way. If you're trying to solve diseases or symptoms with supplements, they don't even work that way, folks. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. Your cells are determined what to do by your chromosomes and telomeres. Your chromosomes are nothing more than a lot of your DNA that's stuck together, and it sends signals to your cells. And at the end of your chromosome is something called a telomere, which is the key to the fountain of youth in the human body. Well, those chromosomes, telomeres, and cells are told what to do by the bacteria in and on your body. Did you know that you have more bacterial DNA in and on your body than you do human DNA? And so therefore, the quality of the health of your body's cells is determined by the health of the bacteria in your body. When I talk about the microbiome later, I go back and talk about how Hippocrates, the father of medicine, even said first fix the GI tract and the gut and everything falls into place. So if your bacteria is good, your chromosomes are good and your cells are good. And by the way, there are dozens of genetic SNPs in your body and genes that are regulated by the bacteria in and on your system. And then everything in your body is told what to do by your blueprint. Your blueprint is your DNA, and everybody has a unique DNA fingerprint. My wife, who is an identical twin, when I did the genetic profile for her and the genetic profile for her identical twin, they were different. They had different lifestyle needs, even though they supposedly have the same genetics. So really and truly, the right side of this equation is what is a massive differentiator at Biolimitless. We train you, the people, on how to self-test and self-monitor your DNA, your bacteria, your chromosomes, and your cells. We have tools and resources for practitioners to put into their practices or their telehealth clinics in order for them to measure cells and chromosomes and bacteria and DNA so that we can improve the quality of tissues, organs, organ systems, and the organism. It is the most common sense aspect of health that's out there, yet most healthcare practitioners don't even know this is possible. This is a major differentiator that we're bringing to the world today. By the way, this is nothing new. I've been practicing this way now for over 20 years, and other doctors have been trying to practice that way as well. But we now have the technology to, with precision sniper rifle accuracy, measure genetics, measure bacteria, telomeres, and cells. And then through lifestyle changes, through nutraceuticals, through other advanced therapeutics that are out there, we can make those changes in people's health. This is another major differentiator that we have. And by the way, when I show this to the healthcare practitioners, they love this slide. Why? This is something that I've been teaching doctors now for well over a decade. And it's what I call the hierarchy of health systems. Think about this, there are 12 different systems that we're discussing here. And they go in sequential order, 1 all the way to 12. Well, think about this like a domino. If you have a problem, let's say the bottom right-hand corner is your musculoskeletal system. Say you have a problem with chronic pain or fatigue or whatever that may be going on, like joint pain or anything like that. That could be a musculoskeletal issue. But most of you have tried to do therapies for musculoskeletal. You've tried physical therapy. You've tried non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. You've tried chiropractic. You've tried exercise. You've tried all the conventional things, but you don't get better long-term. Why is that? That's because there's something downstream that's been a problem. Did you know that you could have a problem at number 2 or number 3 that could be causing the symptoms at number 12 or 11? You know, many, many times we could have people that aren't living properly for their DNA and not having proper genetic expression that have issues with their hormones, or that have issues with their immune system, or have chronic inflammation or autoimmune issues because the bacteria is out of balance. This is a major differentiator. So we have an app, our Biolimitless.life app, where all the genetic testing and DNA tests and everything will go to, and we use our AI technology plus a few of our other services to help go through the hierarchy of health. This is a powerful tool, and I can't wait to educate all of you on this. And so many practitioners have been absolutely just beating me up trying to get me to explain this to them, and it's coming. I promise it's coming. You're going to love this one. So let's talk a little bit about becoming biolimitless. What does that look like? What does that mean? Where are we at and where are we going? Well, first of all, I've created a tool for all of you. This is a book that I wrote called Becoming Biolimitless. You guys can click on this link. You can snap the QR code to download this, or you can go to the website, becomingbiolimitless.com. This is a 300-page book that you can use as a tool. You can use this as a tool to educate yourself and to educate others. Folks, you need to understand that knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. The vast majority of all the values and the testing and the cell signaling and the genetic profiling and everything we just discussed on the prior slides is in this resource tool for you. Go get this book, buy this book, download this book, share this book. This will help you understand so much more. I know you're excited about the possibilities, but this literally is the playbook of things you can put into your life right now to help yourself. I also put in here 10 of my most favorite biohacks to help improve your health right away. So go get this tool. One of the tools that we talk about in Becoming Biolimitless is the fact that self-care is the real healthcare. And if you want to understand yourself better than anything else out there, you have to understand your genetics. Your genetics are your blueprint. The blueprint of your body tells your cells how to respond, how to repair damaged tissues. It tells you so many things. Our Biolimitless DNA Discovery Kit is one of the solutions that we recommend every man, woman, and child start with. We have an 800,000 DNA genetic SNP test. We measure 800,000 data points of your DNA, 800,000 of them. And of that 800,000, 250 of them are actionable right now. And we're learning more and more every day. By the way, the 250 plus we just added another 100. So now it'll be 350 genes that are actionable. Can tell you how you should eat, how you should sleep, how you should exercise, things you can do to prevent risk of injuries because you're genetically predisposed to them. It can give you genetic classifications on how you handle fats, carbs, and proteins, what supplements you have potential deficiencies and toxicities for because of the receptor issues. I mean, this is This is the blueprint. This is literally the user's manual of you. This is, as a functional medicine practitioner, this is the key. And I will tell you the key whenever I look at someone's health, I've got to have a genetic profile on them. So this is a simple saliva swab test that we can do. We send this out to our laboratory partners here in the United States and in Europe. And within about 14 days or so, you'll have your test results back on your app, biolimitless.life app, and that app will then break down all of the information you need. I showed that app in Las Vegas, and people were so blown away about what's possible with this. But I'm telling you, when you understand how your genetics work, it's a true game changer for really determining your lifestyle. And our DNA discovery kit that we have is second to none. I will tell you that our 800,000 genetic global array SNP test that's done on the Illumina machine has a 99% accuracy to it. There is no higher accuracy. There are no stronger tests that are out there that measure as many SNPs and give you action steps to that. There are folks that are out there right now charging you $8, $9, $100 or more to measure 5 of your SNPs to not give you really any serious solid action steps. We're measuring 800,000. And by the way, as more data comes in on those 800,000, you're going to get updates on your app and via email of what you can do once we learn more about how these SNPs evolve. And when you have a lifestyle that's adequate for your genetic makeup, your cells have a better chance of optimal expression, better organ function, and overall organism functions and feels better. We're also real big on something called cell signaling technology. Just please hear me on this. Everybody understands the values of taking vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and eating good food. Those are the raw materials, the basic fundamental building blocks of your body. You need that to help repair the tissue. The analogy that I give is that your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and foods are like the raw materials that you need to build a house. It's the wood, the screws, the shingles. It's everything that you need to do this. You still have to have workers, contractors, and workers take that raw material and put it into play. Well, those are called cell signaling workers. That's cell signaling technology. And there's multiple things in your body that does that. Enzymes, bacteria in the body, exosomes and stem cells, peptides, hormones. Those are all cell signaling technologies in the human body today. The problem is once we get over the age of 30, we lose 90% of the function of those cells. That's when the aging process starts. Then our raw materials don't get put to use. But then what happens is not only do we have to have the signaling technology in our body, we have to have the blueprint of what to do with that. The contractor has to read the blueprint. That's your DNA. So I'm telling you some of the basic key fundamentals of true self-care, which is real healthcare, is number one, having a genetic profile to understand how to live your life. Because supplements cannot outperform a poor lifestyle. Please understand that. I don't care what symptoms, problems, or diseases you have. If you're not willing to change your lifestyle and you're trying to fix your problem with pills, potions, lotions, or drugs, it doesn't work. Period. It just doesn't work. So you've got to have a genetic plan. You got to implement that plan. But then you've got to have some cell signaling technology, which is one of the foundational formulas that we have launched. It's called cell signaling formula. The cell signaling formula combines a potent mix of peptides, which, by the way, peptides are nothing more than a strand of amino acids that are put together. Many of you are familiar with amino acids. You take them in your supplements every day. There's 20 amino acids that make up the human body, 9 of which are called essential amino acids, which means you essentially have to eat them every day in your diet or they can't get into your body. Normally what happens is humans consume protein, whether from plants or from animals. That protein breaks down into amino acids. Those amino acids go into our body and then reconstitute into something called peptides. Peptides are nothing more than just a short chain of these amino acids linked together in a code. Think about your body like a computer. It's programmed. Well, we're going to put in some coding, a program in the form of peptides. And every peptide does something different. Peptides signal to your cells to grab the raw materials and go to work. And if 90% of that function has been lost after the age of 30, doesn't it just make common sense to have those in your body? That's why people benefit from hormone therapy. That's why people benefit from using stem cells or exosome therapy. That's why people benefit from using bacterial stimulants and master microbiotics, which we'll talk about in a moment. but we're talking about a formula and these ingredients that are selected that do specific signaling to the cells to wake the cells up. This formula, and you can see the key ingredients that are here. They have multiple peptides. They have multiple methylated B vitamins in it, which are the key to producing energy and detoxifying the body. Other amino acids and herbs to improve brain function and circulation. And the benefits of this cell signaling formula is to signal the cells to wake up. And each of these peptides do a unique cell signaling function, where we are now seeing improved mental clarity and energy. We're seeing enhanced mood and stress management. The body's ability to handle stress is the key. I demonstrated from stage a brain scan when we were in Las Vegas. And one of the ways to balance out the cognitive stress that we have is to utilize the right peptides to do that. We now can recover faster and heal quicker because the peptides in our body are now signaling to the cells to go back to work. How many of you remember when you were a kid and you did something silly with your body, had a silly accident on your bicycle, or you played sports and the next day you were fine? Well, we wake up now once we're over the age of 30 in our sleep and we feel like we had a kung fu fight and we didn't do anything. That's because we don't have the chemicals to signal our cells what to do. This helps overcome that. It's one of the many solutions that are there. We're seeing better heart health, better inflammation, better blood flow, reduction of cellular inflammation, which most doctors will tell you is the root cause of all problems. We're seeing improved digestive function and circulatory support and reduced cellular inflammation with just that formula by itself. I touched on this earlier before, but I went into great detail at our Las Vegas launch about the importance of the microbiome. It is the number one overlooked component of your total health. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said, first fix the GI tract and everything else falls into place. Did you know that if you have an imbalance in the microbiome of the human body, which is typically caused by three things, that it can diminish many, many of the support systems of your body? For example, did you know that 90% of all of the immune system is in your GI tract? So if you don't have the right bacteria in your system, your immune system's compromised. Did you know that 90% of the neurotransmitters that make your brain happy, that make your body ambitious, that give us joy, and all those neurotransmitters that are made in our body start in the gut and then travel up the vagus nerve to your brain? So if you have a leaky gut, you have a leaky immune system. You have a leaky gut, you have a leaky brain. Did you know that the vast majority of chronic inflammation, which can lead to autoimmune issues, chronic pain, and much, much more, also has a lot to do with the fact that the microbiome is disrupted? And let me tell you the three main components of a disrupted microbiome, the three main things that cause that, and you tell me if this is you. Number one, anyone on the planet that has stress, physical, chemical, or emotional stress, that's not properly managing that, has leaky gut syndrome and disruption in the microbiome. Anyone who is eating what's called the standard American diet or westernized foods, that's 95% of the planet, folks, has this type of problem. And anyone who has had recurrent exposure to antibiotics, remember that one dose of an antibiotic can disrupt the normal bacteria of the GI tract for up to 12 to 18 months. If you are those individuals, which most of us are in all three of those groups, you have a problem with your gut bacteria. Well, we have a solution for that. We have a solution called Master Microbiotics. This is an advanced supplement that we use a global patented proprietary delivery system in this formulation and in the cell signaling formulation that allows for increased survivability of the peptides and the bacteria so that it can survive getting past the stomach acids into the small intestine. Let me say that again. The phytomicroencapsulation technology that we possess is a global patented delivery system that improves the survivability of the payload, whether it's probiotics like this, or it's the peptides and other deliverables past the stomach into the small intestine. In fact, our research has proven that we now have a survivability of up to 99% of the deliverable payloads through the mouth into through past the stomach into the small intestine, where it can be absorbed into the bloodstream from that. That by itself is huge. We talk about peptides. Most people are used to taking peptides by injection. We now have the ability to take those through an oral delivery system. And the same thing is true with the Master Microbiotics. It's been known for a long time that most of the people who are taking probiotics, first of all, they're not taking living bacteria. They're also not taking a spore-based bacteria, which is what you need. The spore-based bacteria is the key for colonization into the small intestines, but most of that bacteria can't even survive this getting through the stomach into the small intestine. Well, most probiotics have limited focus on gut health. The Master Microbiotics formula impacts bacterial DNA on a level that supports the microbiome. We took the most common bacteria that's deficient in industrialized civilizations, like the civilizations that you and I live in, and we added this formula that has the right colonized bacteria to culture the spore-based bacteria that allows your gut to culture it. We took the top 7 bacteria and fungi that are normally in the blue zones, and we added it to this. So our phytomicro encapsulation delivery system allows for the bacteria to normalize. This is a comprehensive bacterial support, clinically proven to get past the stomach into the small intestine. We've done before and after studies of fecal samples to show that this is not only getting into the small intestine, but it's growing. That is the key. And I will tell you that the proper master microbiotic is the key to true healing of leaky gut, to true cellular health, and the key to healthy organs and nutritional absorption. Adding the cell signaling as well as the master microbiotics is the core fundamental from now until you're no longer on this planet to keep your body happy, healthy, and balanced. That plus living for a genetic lifestyle is the key to helping your body. I cannot impress upon you the importance of having your gut bacteria healthy. There's about 75 to 80 different diseases and symptoms that are out there that the genesis of them are thought to be disruption in the gut bacteria and the microbiome. And now, many of you know the last 20 years I've been working diligently to solve the leaky gut problem of the world. Well, this formula allows us to do this with the cell signaling technology on a level that we've never been able to do before. So it's more effective. It's much easier to access this, and truly it's unlocking the bacterial DNA secrets of the human body. So love, love, love this formula. Let's talk a little bit about future pacing. What I just explained to you is what we've launched right now. That's our phase 1 pre-launch that we're in. All roads lead to Dubai in March of 2025. We've got the next couple months to get this system out to the world. Phase 2, we're going to be launching peptide-driven specific wellness solutions. This is going to be March number 1 of 2025. We've got formulas and solutions for detoxification, anti-aging, sleep, brain balance, metabolic reset, and weight loss. Simple, easy, effective, convenient solutions to get people healthy, helping people balance and reset their hormones naturally. We have vitality formulas for men and women to improve their energy and to help with sexual performance and other issues that they've got going on. Formulas to help improve focus, mood, and memory. Muscle growth formulas, which is so important. The longevity studies that just gave huge accolades to the more muscle mass a person has as they get in their senior years, allows them to reduce the risk of degenerative issues with their joints, muscles, and bones, prevents falling and breaking bones, and helps the number 1 problem that we have on this planet, which is insulin resistance. The more muscle mass you have, the more those muscles can pull that glucose from the bloodstream into the muscles and keep your blood sugars balanced. We also have a complete skin rejuvenation system, a cosmetic line. We have hair restoration, all these other things, including advanced therapeutics and exosomes and stem cells that we're going to be launching in phase 2 as well. So we have so many opportunities coming forward. What we're launching is a true healthcare delivery system, a parallel healthcare delivery system that's more effective, that's more convenient, that's more affordable, and that actually is accessible to all the people of the globe. Additionally, in phase 2, we're going to be talking more about, in fact, we've already started this process. You heard us talk about the launch of this, the Biolimitless Centers of Excellence. Imagine if you could go anywhere in the globe and you could have a center where people and healthcare practitioners are working together to get to the root cause of a problem, that's community driven, that's driven by the people, of the people, and for the people. And the people have opportunities not only to participate in it, but to monetize in it. Our short-term goal is we're going to open up 200 of these centers all across the globe in the next 3 years, and 200 centers now seems to be literally within arm's reach, within a blink of an eye. Members can contribute and have equity ownership, additionally in profit sharing. This is a model that's never been released before. It's really unique in the fact that this is now going to give individuals a place in their own hometown of where they can get true healthcare. Look, I've been practicing functional medicine and functional neurology now for, well over the last almost 15, 20 years. And the biggest frustration that I've had, and the biggest frustration that my patients have had, is that they come to see us here in the US and we have to try to find someone in their area that does what we do. We literally have hundreds of thousands of healthcare practitioners that have already stepped up saying, I want to participate. I want to get involved. I want to do this. And I mean, this is not just a North America thing. The response we've had in Europe, the response we've had in Asia has been amazingly off the charts. I just had some great calls with folks this morning from Africa as well, people who want to put this into play as well. So Biolimitless, folks, I want you to understand this. When people say the systems are too big to fail, what do? We create a new system with real systems, real processes, real solutions, driven by the people, of the people, and for the people. And what you've seen is just the tip of the iceberg. The plans that we have are so big and so vast. But folks, we have to learn how to crawl before we can walk. We have to walk before we can jog. We have to jog before we can sprint. And we will get there together. Folks, I'm excited because we get to see this change happen right now. There's all these, ups and downs of systems and processes and economies and all these things that happen in the world. We're now at the bottom of a system, and we not only get to watch a new system develop, we get to co-create it together. And this is not about me. This is about we, the collective. Those of you that are builders that want to share this with the world, those of you that are healthcare practitioners that want to participate firsthand with this, this is for we, the people, all of us. And this is something that I know for a fact they're going to be writing about us for generations to come in the history books. So I'm excited. I know you're excited. Jeremy, all I got to say is the best is yet to come, brother. And here we go, baby.
Brother, I get the hair on my arm stands up. We've been talking about this stuff for forever together, and every single time I get lit up all over again. And look, I got to tell you, we were going to come in and and share comp plan stuff and whatever. We're not going to do that today. And I just want to stay. Let's you and I dialogue for a few minutes and close this thing out, because here's the reality. What we have, what you've put together, and I want to restate a couple of things for everybody, is so disruptive and so important in the world today that, Dr. Eric, quite frankly, it doesn't even matter what some referral plan is, because guess what? We're going to share this with the world anyhow, because it's life-changing. And here's what we can tell you guys. Yes, we're using a peer-to-peer model. Why? Because Paul Zane Pilsner said that there's no more powerful army to deliver a wellness revolution in the world today than the entrepreneurial spirit of those that get passionate behind science. And that's what we have right now, is a community that's engaged in impacting the world. Guys, we're doing some cool stuff. We're using smart contracts for the entire rewards play. We're using blockchain technology, which simply means that there's no company that can ever change your genealogy, can ever take your check away. Smart contracts provides truth, trust, and transparency, instant payouts, instant rewards. It's disruptive. Guaranteed 45% payout in the rewards plan. We have the world's first ever breakage bonus pool, which means 100% of the breakage in the rewards plan goes back to the community. It's disruptive. We will create more 6 figures, 7 figures, and even 8-figure earners in this project than have ever been created. But that's not the exciting part. The exciting part is that we get to crusade a wellness revolution in the world today and bring real answers into people's lives, and not just through the product. And that's what's so powerful. The product is game changer. Dr. Eric, that word survivability, I want to come back to that, because it's one of the things that really differentiates the products that we are bringing to the world. Guys, the biggest trend that we're in front of right now in the product space is peptides. Peptides are proven science that are revolutionary to signal the cells to do a job. And there's peptides for the brain, and there's peptides for everything. You can peptides for weight loss and peptides for muscle gain. And I mean, there's literally peptides, and all a peptide is a small chain amino acid that's broken down from proteins in the body naturally. And we are delivering those peptides. And until this project, the only way, and there's others that are attempting to do it as well. So maybe we shouldn't say the only way, but to take peptides orally and actually have the survivability of those peptides, meaning they survive the stomach, they make it all the way to the small intestine and into the bloodstream. This is revolutionary. Until now, most people, the only option to benefit from peptides is to take very expensive injections on a daily basis, literally having to inject themselves. And we are taking that science of peptides and making it accessible to the world. And even in phase 2, all of the products that we're launching in phase 2 for weight loss, for muscle gain, for metabolism, these are all peptide-driven products. And from a business perspective, guys, this is the #1 emerging trend in the market today. And we get to be in front of that trend with proven science. But then we talk about the crowdfunding opportunity. And Dr. Eric, this is where there's, like, I guarantee you this. I guarantee you we will see the first 20 clinics funded in the first 30 days. And we're using a crowdfunding membership model where investors can come in, and this is fully registered, Reg D, 506, all of the legalities are in place. We have our crowdfund regulation for the retail investor. The institutional investor can participate with the Reg D. But I guarantee you, and this membership model allows people to actually earn from the crowdfunding model as well, not from the investment portion, but from the membership portion that gives people access to the investment. And Dr. Eric, you and I discussed it this morning. We made a decision. We are also going to offer, listen to this, guys, this is unheard of. Not only does 50% of all of the profits from the clinics go back to the crowdfunders, the investors, but we are going to also pay out a residual reward to the entire community from the profits of the clinics. And Dr. Eric, there was a typo in that PowerPoint that said 200 clinics. We announced in Vegas this week that, guys, our goal is 2,000 clinics globally, 2,000 clinics. And we know that we're going to knock that absolutely out of the ballpark. And I'm just kidding about it being a typo. We started with a vision of 200, and we saw the response and said, Dr. CJ came back and said, guys, we can easily facilitate 2,000 of these centers around the world. So guys, all of this being done through a by the people, for the people model, a decentralized platform, decentralizing self-care, bringing something so powerful to the global world. And we get to do it inside of the peer-to-peer economy. This is just a disruptive project on every level. So, Dr. Eric, man, you got me losing sleep and fired up. And, so many leaders came out of the Vegas event saying this is going to be the next $10 billion project in our industry. And we know that we're going to also disrupt multiple industries with you through this project. So, brother, man, we love you, man. We're so thankful.
Well, I'm blessed, honored, and humbled, and all I know is that the genesis and root of Biolimitless was created out of frustration of a system and a model that's broken, and a model that is going to put health and care back into healthcare. That's going to give we the people the opportunity, #1, to have knowledge. And Jeremy, knowledge is so powerful, especially about your health. But then we're going to give you the tools to implement that knowledge into your life, and that's wisdom. And I'm telling you, the wisdom and knowledge that you're going to get from participating in this system, you're going to get more information. That genetic profile test will tell you more about yourself than most people have learned from their doctors in the last 20 years. And you get to be in charge of that. I mean, it gives me goosebumps thinking about that, because if we haven't learned anything over the past couple years, is that we need to put ourselves back in the driver's seat when it comes to our health. And the only way to truly get healthcare is really through self-care. And you have to go through that self-discovery process that we've got put together. But by the way, it's we. This isn't me. This isn't you. It's we together that are going to do this. And that's the most powerful thing about this. And there's nothing that can stop this. Nothing that can stop this movement that's going to happen. We are going to every day get up, work hard, share the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, like we've done. And we need your help to share that. And Jeremy, you're right. This peer-to-peer model, massively disruptive. This crowdfunding model, massively disruptive. The fact that we can have doctors and influencers participate, the fact that we can do this on a global level, that's what keeps me up at night, that you're talking about, sleepless nights, because I know the impact that we're going to have, because we're already having it. The testimonials that are already coming out, even from the pre-launch stuff that we've done, has been a game changer. So I promise you, those folks that are going to be participating in some of the events and challenges and things that we're going to be doing, we're going to have hundreds of thousands of positive testimonials. And that, brother, is how we're going to change the world together. So I'm excited.
I love it, Doctor. I'm reading on the Facebook Live right now some of the comments that are coming in, and I want to share this because the reason we're doing this on the blockchain, the reason we're doing this through smart contracts, and there's tremendous reason for that. But our industry, the industry of the peer-to-peer economy, has been just as messed up in many ways as the healthcare industry, right? We've had our own sets of challenges. We've seen corruption. We've seen a lot of things happening in that industry that we're here to solve those problems as well. But here's the reality, guys. There's a movement happening in the financial world, and it's decentralization. It's the decentralization of money, of finance. That world is something that every single person who is forward thinking should understand and learn. And so what, people ask, well, why can't we just come in and buy with a credit card? Why can't we just, come in and do it normally? Well, because we have a model that is worthy of going through that simple learning curve. If you're not involved in the world of blockchain technology, if you're not involved in the world of decentralized wallets and smart contracts, it's where the world is going. It's where the industry is going. It's where the world is going. And this is an opportunity for people to not just take self-care into their own hands and take their health to another level, but to really be able to take their financial positioning in the market. And just by learning the world of decentralized finance, it's a game changer. It's literally a 5-minute learning curve to step into the game, right? There's a whole world beyond that, but it's a very simple process to get started in that anyone in the world can participate in. And for some people, they may say, oh, that's a barrier to entry. Well, it might be, but it's a barrier to entry with a massive reward connected to it. There's such a value in it that you definitely want to learn that and get involved. And this product category that we're bringing to the world is so disruptive that if that's the front door of participation, and if that front door of participation opens you up to a whole new world of financial possibilities, it's worth learning how to open up that first door. And it really is a 5-minute learning curve. It doesn't take long, but decentralizing this platform, Dr. Eric, is the mission, both financially and in the health world. And it's good. Same thing, even with the research that we're doing, right? You got all of the research and the testing that's going to be part of this journey. That's all going to be decentralized, you guys. We're going to be able to take that data of research and make it available to scientists in an open, transparent way, all over the world. And what that means is that big pharma can't come in and control it. They can't come in and take ownership of that, because we're decentralizing science at the same time. So it's a powerful platform on every level, brother.
Well, Jeremy, you're right. We have to decentralize wealth care, but we also have to decentralize healthcare, because it's just like the person who says to me, I want to get rid of my diabetes, but I'm not willing to change my diet. Well, then you're not willing to get rid of your diabetes. It's not going to happen. So if you're wanting to participate in a different system, in a different economy, in a parallel system that gives you better access, better results, more control of your future and your family's future, look, there's going to be a little bit of pain. Jeremy, I've learned that there's two pains in life. You have the pain of the same or the pain of the change. The pain of the same is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result and continually being in pain because of no change or because of the same, or you have the pain of the change. And the pain of the change means changing your diet, changing your education, changing whatever. But the rewards on that other side are so powerful. So don't freaking give up, because the best you and the best opportunity for you is through that damn door. And don't have somebody open it for you. You figure out a way to run through that thing. If you are telling me that you want a better life, a happier life, a healthier life, and you want to be the person who breaks generational curses in your life of health problems and wealth problems, then you bang on that door until that damn thing opens. And those are the people that I want to be side to side and shoulder to shoulder with. We're the disruptors. They're going to take this to the masses, and we're the ones that this is going to be written about in the history books, brother. So there's my 2 cents on that.
I love it, bro. I love it. Another question that came up, and we'll answer this real quickly, and then we're gonna end the webinar today. Is on the data security on the DNA testing. So, guys, completely anonymous. Literally, it's done through a QR code. Every bit of that data is incinerated. Yep. Once the testing is complete, and it's completely anonymous, delivered to you inside of the app. And so again, this is the power of decentralization, right? This is the power of the type of ecosystem we're creating. It's just a different way of doing life. It's a different way of doing business. We believe it's the future. And so tonight, guys, we're going to be doing a second broadcast today, because we have a huge group of folks in Asia. Japan is our biggest market right now for this movement. And also, we know that here in North America, a lot of folks are working. It's the middle of the day. So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 10 a.m. Japan time, we're going to be doing another broadcast live, translated in multiple languages. It'll be translated in Spanish. It'll be translated in Japanese and Vietnamese. We'll be doing another broadcast right here live at biolimitlessdirect.com. Or you can make sure you join the Facebook group, the Biolimitless Life Facebook group. And that's where a lot of updates, a lot of great information is being shared. And we will also be broadcasting live on Facebook as well. So Dr. Eric, love you, brother. And can't wait to rock and roll with you. Big things are coming, man.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time. And I'm so excited. And I'm excited everybody else is ready to rock and roll. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.